Welcome to your daily crypto explainer. The market is sending some seriously mixed signals today. On one side, we're seeing big institutional money making a huge splash. But on the other, core network activity is just taking a nosedive. So let's unpack what's moving the markets in the last 24 hours. Okay, let's just dive right in because the biggest news today is a massive signal of growing institutional acceptance for a top altcoin. And yeah, this move sent its price absolutely soaring. And there it is, a 7% jump for XRP right after the news broke. This is such a clear sign of just how much pent-up demand there is for easier, regulated ways for the big money to get into the crypto game.
But, and this is a big but, here's where the story gets really complicated. We're seeing a totally conflicting signal coming from the world's second biggest cryptocurrency. And honestly, it's showing some serious signs of a slowdown.
Yeah, you're seeing that right, an 88% collapse in Ethereum's gas fees. To put that into perspective, that's like the cost of shipping a package overnight suddenly becoming cheaper than a postage stamp. It's just a staggering drop, and it points directly to a super sharp decline in network usage, which we're going to unpack in just a moment. All right, first up, let's talk about the king, Bitcoin. After a little bit of a dip, we're seeing some pretty compelling signs of a potential turnaround. So we're looking at a classic tug of war here. On one side, you've got the chart watchers, the technical analysts, who are seeing the price bounce back from what they call extremely oversold conditions. And on the other side, you've got traders putting their money where their mouth is, with a huge increase in bets that the price is going to go up. So for anyone new to this, just think of the RSI as a kind of momentum meter. When it falls too fast, the RSI signals that an asset is oversold, which basically suggests the selling pressure might be running out of steam. It's kind of like a pendulum that's swung way too far in one direction and is probably due to swing back.
And this chart, wow, it just brilliantly illustrates that trader conviction we were talking about. You can see right here, even with the recent price wobble, long positions, which are basically bets on Bitcoin's price going up, have surged by 40% in just 3 months. People are betting big on a rebound.
So this is the key question for every investor right now. Are these signals, a technical bounce and strong trader conviction, are they enough to confirm a new sustained upward trend? What do you think? Okay, let's move on to Ethereum, because this is where a really fascinating, almost contradictory story is unfolding. We've got a mix of some really, really good news and some really, really bad news. On the one hand, the development pipeline is absolutely on fire. We've got a new privacy tool called Kohaku and a major scalability upgrade named Fusaka just around the corner. These are the kinds of things that could bring in a whole new wave of apps and users. But on the other hand, the actual on-chain activity has just fallen off a cliff. So what's important to get here is that an SDK, a software development kit, it just makes life way easier for developers. So while network usage is down right now, these new tools are designed to attract more advanced apps and hopefully more users in the long run, just by making it easier to build cool stuff. And this is that classic debate, right? Do you bet on current activity or do you bet on future potential? Does all this strong development outweigh the weak short-term network metrics? Let us know what you think. Now for our altcoin segment, where two very different coins are making some pretty major moves, and it's all driven by one key theme: access. So as we saw in the headlines, XRP is surging, and the approval of an ETF on a major exchange like the NYSE Arca is a total game changer. It basically creates a simple, regulated bridge for traditional investors to get exposure without having to hold the crypto themselves. This really could be a pivotal moment. The door for big money to flow into XRP is now wide open. The big question is, are they actually going to walk through it? Meanwhile, Zcash, which is a coin all about privacy, got a huge boost of its own. It got relisted on the major exchange OKX, which immediately improves its trading liquidity and its visibility. And this is happening right as big names like the CEO of VanEck are talking up the need for encryption in crypto. This brings up such an interesting debate. As regulators start to look more and more closely at crypto, can coins that offer enhanced privacy actually thrive? Or are they going to get pushed to the fringes? It's a real tug-of-war between privacy and compliance. Okay, before we get to our final outlook, there's a key market event that you absolutely need to have on your radar, and it's all about supply. So, several major projects like Hyperliquid and Jupiter, they're about to release large amounts of their tokens into the market. Now, this is a planned part of their schedule, but it does mean a sudden increase in supply, which can sometimes lead to selling pressure as early investors or team members decide to take some profits. So, let's put it all together. What's the big picture here? What are the key takeaways from the last 24 hours? What this all really boils down to is a flight to quality and, well, access. The market is rewarding the projects that are building those real-world bridges for big capital, like XRP, or are reestablishing access on major exchanges, like Zcash. And really, this is what you should take away from this explainer. The narrative is shifting. You gotta focus on projects that are building valuable technology and creating real-world access, because right now, those are the ones leading the recovery. So we'll leave you with that question to think about. Is the next big move going to come from another ETF, a breakthrough in development, or maybe something else entirely? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.